Okay, guys, quick update with Bitcoin. So, look, this is very time sensitive. Tonight determines whether Bitcoin is going to crash or we potentially have more upside. It's as simple as that. And I'm going to break this down for you. If you watched the last video, and a lot of you guys probably just reading the thumbnail, reading the comments, if you just listen to the damn video, I made it very, very clear. The title and the thumbnail is Bitcoin about to put a new all-time high? Question mark. Testing key level now. All right, so it was this simple. If we get a daily open above 117K, go long. We're going higher. And right here, I have closed captions on. If we get below, if we get next daily open, if we get below 117K, if next daily open or stay below 117K, then it's probably going to come back down. So I was telling you, look, if we get a daily open above 117K, get bullish. If we get a daily open below 117K, it's time to get bearish. I'll link this video now if you want to check it out. You see what happened. We got a daily open below the red line and we started dropping. It is that simple. You just pay attention to price. If we got a daily open above, well, we would hold a support, we push up. We got a daily open below, we dropped. So could we put a new all-time high? Sure, if we got a daily open above, but we did not, so we dropped. So now we need to discuss this. This is the same damn thing, except this is a curve that goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. So now we got to find out, well, are we going to open above or below? And that is going to determine whether or not we're going to have a major drop, bear market, or potentially we have more upside. Now, before we get into that, and I give you that price target, which I will, I've been talking about this, and I read the comments in the last video, and people were saying, you're talking about a bear market, but you know, how can you talk about a bear market when the indices are putting in new all-time highs? Look, I'm telling you that the same thing that happened here is going to happen here, okay? And a lot of people think I'm absolutely crazy for saying this. Well, I can tell you this. This was 3 years ago. I created a chart for Bitcoin. This was showing current cycle in 2021 compared to the cycle in 2019. And I said, look, cross-ring drop here, cross-ring drop here. I said that it's more than likely we're going to have a crash heading down towards 10K. Look, 2021 Bitcoin crash prediction, if correct, it has already begun. Target 10,000. This was 3 years ago, 23,000 views. This video is where I doubled down. It says Bitcoin 80% crash will start within the next 15 days. Because we had the rings to go by. We had a previous cycle. You push up, you test the ring. When you cross it, boom, it come down. Again, 109,000 views. Read the comments on this video because they are hilarious. People said there's no way Bitcoin's never going below a certain price. It's impossible. Institutional money's, investors, there's too much money in Bitcoin. There's no way it'll crash. I'll put a link up this video right now. Do read the comments. They're absolutely hilarious. People saying there's no way this will play out, and then, well, they had to eat crow when it actually did. So we know how this played out. I mean, I had the published chart, and we can see. It's, as I said, and again, I'm showing you that this is a chart I made showing a previous cycle compared to a current cycle. This is for Bitcoin, and we saw how it played out. While my target was supposed to be 110,000, we did drop down to, this is on line drawing, but we dropped down to around 15K. And that was from around 69,000, around that area. That did play out. So the people that thought I was wrong, again, go back and watch that video. What I'm saying is, if I'm correct, and this right here plays out, it is going to be catastrophic. Now, I know that the Fed hinted that possibly we might get rate cuts. We might not get a rate cut. I don't know. But I do know this. Historically, every time we get a rate cut, markets typically crash. It's usually the case. Unemployment goes up. Inflation goes up. The Fed's in a tough predicament right now. But I can tell you this. I do believe, and I'm doubling down, that yes, we're pushing up. We might even push up a little higher next week, but we're almost topped out for the indices, and I expect the indices to play out again, just like it did back here in the global financial crisis. Back here, I'm expecting the same damn thing to play out. And for those of you who say it can't happen, well, again, this played out. So I don't know why you think this one won't play out, but we'll see. So let me give you that target, and guys, we're running out of time. Tonight is the night. That's why this is time sensitive. If you want to get into leverage trading, guys, CoinCash is a great option. No KYC, no VPN. This is a specials page. I'll put a link up to it now. If you deposit 1,000 USDT, you can get 5,000 USDT back. It's 30 slots every day. Every 30 days. There's plenty of slots available. So do check this out if you want to take advantage of it. They have lower tiers as well. If you want to use my affiliate link, I'll put a link up to it now. All these links will be pinned in the first comment description, including this tutorial video. If you want to learn how to trade on CoinCatch, this link will be pinned in the first comment description, as well as my website. If you want to sign up, this link will be pinned in the first comment description as well. You can't pay with USDT, but you need to email me through the website. And if you do sign up, make sure you email me through the website so I can send you a Discord invite link. So let's get on to the most important chart right here. And again, as I said, this right here, this line, I mean this curve right here goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. Notice every single peak, right? Every single peak is encompassed by this one curve, going all the way back to 2011, right? Right here, hit it, got topped out here, got topped out here, got topped out here, and right here, all right? Now we did push above it. It became support. So that's why we need to pay attention to what happens tonight. And that is time recording this video, 9 hours and 24 minutes. That will be the next weekly open. And if you will notice, take note right here, the MACD. You see the MACD, all right? This is on the weekly. Now we don't have to get across, but you can see every time we've got across previously, we got across here, we had a major drop. We got across here, we had a major drop. So we are getting close to a cross. Take note that the MACD is starting to get lower and lower. That is going to potentially go into the red soon. You can see the RSI, while it is kind of leveling out, it is still angling down. And you can see this indicator that I love using, this VSH RSI Plus. You can see it's in the red. So I'm just making it very clear. While yes, we don't really know what's going to happen, if we're going to get across here, or if this is going to the red, or if this is going to push back up. You can see it started coming down and then it pushed up. But I can tell you this, we are way overextended with the MACD. RSI is kind of in the mid-range. But based on this chart, and like I said, this curve goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. But take note, let me get rid of the MACD and RSI so you can just see this curve right here. So we know, and again, I just showed you, historically how well this curve has been respected. But we know this. You can see right here, we got rejected. Let me get a little arrow tool here. We got rejected here. Let me make this red here. We got rejected when we hit the curve. That was around 107,900. We hit it again and got rejected around 109,000. We hit it again. All right there, got rejected around, this was 112,000. And now, notice what happened. The meat of the candle, right? So you see the wick came below, right? Just like I told you in that last video, pay attention to around 117K, that red line. If we get a daily open above, that's bullish. Daily open below, that's bearish. We got a daily open below, so you should have gone short, or held on to your short. But again, notice we have a wick below. See, the meat of the candle is above, right? We got a wick below, meat of the candle is above. Okay, well right now the meat of the candle is above. What we're waiting to find out is, do we get a weekly open above or below that target? And that price, again, so pay attention. Again, time recording this video, 9 hours and 22 minutes. If we get a daily open below, all right, a daily open below 114,000, let's say 500, then I believe that is it. It is game over. We'll have broken back below this curve that was resistant since 2011, that is now currently holding a support. Notice we've got no daily opens below yet. So if we get a daily open tonight, weekly open below 114,400 or 114,500 tonight, a weekly open below, that will be bearish, meaning we have a lot more downside. If we get a weekly open above 114,400, 114,500, then that in my mind will be bullish and we could potentially go much higher. But again, the weekly open is about 9 hours away, so pay attention to it. This is a very important curve. That's what I'm watching. Weekly open below, I expect this to drop a lot. I'm talking about coming down to some much lower targets. If we hold above, then the same thing that played out here will probably play out. We'll probably start pushing up and test our previous highs. So again, you know what I'm paying attention to. And as I said, I know a lot of people think that you can't predict moves. I showed you can predict them up comparing previous cycles. And if you'll take note, this Dow Jones chart was published on March 8, 2023. Notice I had these arrows. This, and again, I have a lot of it removed, but you notice this red ring and this red ring here. So this is that red ring. You see I have a down arrow. That's when the global financial crisis started. This up arrow, that's when we bottomed and pushed up. So notice this yellow arrow pointing up. Well, this is the point that you would go long when you hit this point. And look how this played out. This is a published chart. We pushed up from that point. Now we're above that red line. That red ring right at that blue ring. So we're potentially topped out, and we're going to start moving sideways down that ring. And if this plays out, again, as I mentioned in the previous videos, when we had our COVID crash, right? Back here, when COVID happened, right here, when we had our COVID crash, the Dow Jones dropped 36%, Bitcoin dropped 65%. All right, just that little drop with the Dow caused Bitcoin to drop 65%. This drop right here, if we have something like this was around a 54 or 50% drop. So a 50% drop from here, I mean, Bitcoin's going to drop a hell of a lot more than 65%. We'll see. I do have some targets on some charts, but again, these are weekly candles. It's going to take time to play out, but I'm telling you, and I'm trying to make this very clear to you guys. Regardless of rate cuts, no rate cuts, I'm telling you, according to this chart, the markets are topped, and the Dow, the Nasdaq, the S&P, all of them move together. So if the Dow is topped and the Dow starts crashing, the other markets are going to follow suit because the markets move together. Now, you don't have to believe this chart. You can think I'm full of crap. We'll find out soon enough. But I will be opening puts soon for the Dow. I want to test it at support, as I've said before. Wait till it pushes back up, and then I will short the hell out of it. And I do believe Bitcoin has already topped, and I think confirmation we will find out tonight when we get a weekly open above or below. So watch and see in the next 9 hours and 18 minutes if we get a weekly open below 114,400 or a weekly open above. If it's below, guys, the bottom Bollinger Band on the weekly is sitting down here around 85,000. All right, we do know that we're going to have support around 108K. So we could come down and test support around 108K, push back up to our resistance, and then come back down. But this is a line in the sand for me. So pay attention, weekly open above or below, because this curve goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. No weekly opens below since we held support. So tonight we find out what happens. Again, guys, if you want to get leverage trading, CoinCash is a great option. Again, they got bonus specials. Deposit $1,000, get $5,000 back. 30 slots every 7 days. You have to keep that money in your futures account. If you decide to trade, you need to have at least $1,000 in there. I do have links pinned in the first comment description how to claim your bonus. If you have any questions, you can email me. But again, all these links are pinned in the first comment description. But guys, that's it. It was a pretty short video. If you want to get key support and resistance levels, the ones from the last video are still in place, so go back and watch that one. All I want to point out is, pay attention to next weekly open. Below 114.4K, we have a lot more downside. Weekly open above, then maybe there's potential for more upside. That's pretty much it. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.